If you have a Python program which uses command line arguments, even something as simple as one command line argument, it can take several lines of code to accept and properly handle this. Multiple command line arguments can be a nightmare to properly handle. This video will demonstrate how to simplify the usage of Python command line arguments with a utility called Plac, which was written by Michele Simionato. Plac supports positional arguments, optional arguments, default arguments, and flags. It will ensure your arguments have been properly entered and are of the correct data type, and can give detailed information about proper usage. Let's start with the simplest example of one positional argument. Plac works by defining command line arguments as arguments of your main function. The if name equals main block is included to ensure that Plac is only invoked if your program is the main program, meaning it is being run directly from the command line and is not being imported or run by another program. Here we have defined our one argument called arg, given it a string descriptor, defined it as a positional argument, entered none for its abbreviation, and specified that it is to be of type int. When running this program with incorrect arguments, Plac will abort your program and print an informative message about incorrectly entered arguments and show correct usage. Here we have entered a string, but Plac will require that the entered arguments be of type int. Now let's look at a more complicated example with different types of arguments. This example consists of two optional arguments, a flag, a positional argument, and a default argument. Note that in our optional arguments and flag, we have defined an abbreviation which we will use when entering these arguments. Running this code will always require that the positional arguments be entered. The default argument must be entered right after the positional argument if you wish to override the default value. The other arguments can be entered according to their abbreviation. If we forget how to run our program, we can have Plac show us proper usage with the -h command. This will show us everything we need to know about all of our arguments. So now we can run our code. Our first positional argument has to be a float. Our default argument can be anything because we haven't specified a type. Our first optional argument has to be an integer because we specified that it's an integer. We can enter our Boolean flag. And our second optional argument can also be anything because we did not specify a type for it. I hope this video has demonstrated how easy the handling of multiple command line arguments of different types can be with Plac. Plac will save you minutes of coding and hassle for every Python program you write with command line arguments. Thank you for watching, and subscribe for more videos.